Some of you already know me, right? You all meet Thursday. How are you all doing? Oh, that's Omkar. Wonderful. I know Omkar also then. I know all of you. Maybe a little bit Swastika, I don't know. Or I know her, but I may not be able to recognize her, maybe. But remaining all of you are very familiar. Hare Krishna, how are you all? Good. You all are very, very fortunate souls that you are learning Bhagavad Gita so young, early in your ages. And it's okay if you don't remember it completely also, but these lessons that you are taking are definitely going and sitting in your subconscious mind, and they are making you to be a better person. So we'll do Mangalacharan prayers. I'll try to share my screen. So those of you who know the prayers, do with me. And we all will do the Mangalacharan prayers, and then we'll go to the summarization of first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Om Ajnanatimidandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshuranmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yutapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakanvitam Sam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Krupa Sindhu Bhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Hare Krishna. So you all know the first chapter? All of you remember learning first chapter?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes. So what is the title of the first chapter?
Arranging the armies in the battlefield of Kurukshetra.
Okay, someone else is saying something. Go ahead. Mihika, you are saying something?
Yes, Mataji. The observation of the armies.
Okay, so title is Observing the Armies on the Battlefield of Kurukshetra. And there is one more Sanskrit name which we find someplace. Prabhupada has translated them in English, but if we see the names of these chapters in Sanskrit, Sankaracharya. Do you all know the name of Sankaracharya?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes.
Who is he?
He's the incarnation of Lord Shiva.
Okay. What else? What else he did?
He said that don't really follow what the Vedas said, and just meditate that the Lord has no form.
Yeah. So he preached impersonalism. So Sankaracharya preached impersonalism. So as Manhar said, he is also considered as an incarnation of Lord Shiva, because Lord Shiva, at that point of time, people are condemning Vedas because Buddha just left, and Buddha has has a purpose to preach. So Sankaracharya has a purpose, so he has to establish the authority of the Vedas, scriptures. So the chapter names were given by Sankaracharya, and those were used also, but Prabhupada translated them to in English. So it is actually Arjuna Vishada Yoga. That means Arjuna's sorrow or Arjuna's lamentation. So you might be noticing in the first chapter that we see Arjuna's lamentation from the beginning. So if you all want to classify, so the 1 to 26, so from first sloka to 13th sloka, we see preparation for war. Quickly, we will see that how they are getting ready for the war. So Dhritarashtra, first of all, goes. Dhritarashtra asks Sanjaya. So Sanjaya has got a vision by the blessings of Vedavyas to see the war and explain it to Dhritarashtra, because Dhritarashtra cannot see. And Dhritarashtra is very greedy about the kingdom. And Dhritarashtra never stopped Duryodhana going in wrong ways to acquire the kingdom. So Dhritarashtra was always greedy that his son should get the king. So he was asking Sanjaya, what is happening on the battlefield? My sons and Pandu, what they are doing, Pandu's sons, what are they doing? So he's very curious. He knows that the place in which they are fighting is actually a place where always right people will win. And he also knows that his kids, his children, his sons are not right. So that's why he has a lot of curiosity to know what is happening between in the war between his sons and his brother's sons. Actually, both of them belongs to Kuru dynasty only. So both of them will be addressed as Kauravas. But most of the time, Kauravas means Kuru's children means we only think of Kauravas, that is Dhritarashtra's son. Dhritarashtra is actually father for both of them, because when Pandavas lost their father's brother becomes a father. But Dhritarashtra is very greedy. He wanted kingdom always, even though he's not qualified, because a king should be physically and mentally fit to rule the kingdom. If a king is not physically and mentally fit to rule the kingdom, then he will lead them in a wrong direction. So when we know ourselves that we are not physically and mentally fit to take leadership in any position, it is better for us to give that up and give to somebody else who can do it in a better way for bigger good. But that is not the case with Dhritarashtra. He's very, very greedy. He wants everything. So he asked, and Sanjaya started speaking. And if we see that 1 to 1st sloka to 13th sloka is preparation for the war. So Duryodhana goes and tells to Bhishma, Dronacharya and everybody, like he kind of indirectly motivates them for the fight. He goes to Dronacharya and he kind of says that, oh, see, the military arrangement done by your student, how he has done. Who has done the military arrangement? Does anybody remember? Who has done the military arrangement on the Pandavas side?
Drishtadyumna.
Drishtadyumna. And who taught Drishtadyumna that?
Dronacharya.
Dronacharya. And Dronacharya is fighting now on whose side?
Kauravas.
Kauravas.
So Dhritarashtra is like, is kind of, Duryodhana is kind of teasing indirectly in a sarcastic way. He's talking to Dronacharya, saying that, see, you even taught to your enemy's son or somebody who all the knowledge, you should not, you should have hidden something, but you taught him everything, and see how he has arranged. And then he went to Bhishma, and Bhishma also, he kind of indirectly told him that you cannot take sides of Pandavas. You have to fight for me and you have to win this war. And he was also telling, so he counted all the warriors on the Pandavas side. Is that a sign of a good king? That when you are fighting, you will estimate what is the opposite side's strength and weakness?
Mataji, can you repeat the question?
Is it a good thing that we estimate the risk when we are doing anything?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So in that sense, Duryodhana is a good king. He is very talkative. That's why indirectly he was talking to Bhishma, Drona, and everybody. But where is he wrong?
He is not talking to his guru properly.
Yes, that is right. And he is greedy about the kingdom, and he is using adharmic ways, not the righteous way, which are mentioned in the scriptures. So sometimes we see that bad people who has bad intentions also have good skills, but they will be misused. Like Ravana, Hiranyakasipu, they all know the things in the scriptures. They are good warriors. They can speak very good. They can accomplish big things. But the problem is their intentions are wrong and their goals are also wrong. Their goals are not to serve Krishna. Their goals are to serve themselves. They think they want to rule over. They want to become God, and they want to so they are powerful. It's not that they are not powerful, but they are misusing their capacities, the good strength they have, the good talkativeness they have, the heroic nature they have. Everything they are using it for the wrong purposes. They never use it for the right purposes. So in that way, Duryodhana is a very good king. He is actually estimating. He is looking at the opposite army and he is saying like, oh, who are the people they are in the opposite army who are going to fight with me? And he know that in the opposite army, there are students of Dronacharya and relatives of Bhishma. So he goes and warns them, like, make sure that you are not taking sides of them. You will not give up for them. You have to give a tough fight to them. So in that way, he says, and he also says that actually Karna was not there in the war yet. Was Karna there at that point? No, Karna was not there. But he quotes Karna also because he remembers Karna that much. And then he thinks that, Karna is also there on my side. I have these many heroes on my side who are no match to who can win Bhima and all. Bhima is no match to Bhishma. Like that he speaks. But the problem he is missing is that even though Bhishma, Dronacharya, all these are powerful leaders, they are going to get defeated. Why?
Because Krishna is not on their side.
Very good. Yeah, he counts everybody, but he ignores Krishna. He doesn't. He thinks that why he thinks that Krishna cannot do any impact in the war.
Because Krishna took a vow that he will
He's
not
a coward boy.
A vow that he wasn't, he couldn't use a weapon, and he was.
Yes, he thought that Krishna is not going to use any weapon, so Krishna is not powerful in the war at all. He cannot do anything because he is not having a weapon. So that shows that how stupid he is. Krishna can do anything with anybody. He doesn't need particularly to do a thing by having a weapon only. So Dronacharya, even though Duryodhana looks like a good king, estimating the risk properly, he missed the Krishna factor. So that's why he did not win. Even Bhishma, Dronacharya, they are actually teachers of these people, Pandavas and other people, even though they fail at the war because they took side of the bad. They took the side, adharmic side. They took the side of Duryodhana, who is on the wrong side. So that's why they could not win. So Duryodhana is going wrong at that place, which is very important. So at any point of time in your life, if you don't have any material things, let's say you may not be having, you have a desire of something, you may not be having money to do that, you may not be having strength to do it, but you should remember that you always have Krishna with you, and that does not require any money, any strength, anything. You just have to chant the holy names of the Lord and Krishna is with you. And when Krishna is with you, you don't need to worry about anything material. You should not be having any fear. Even if you are alone in some place where you don't have any kind of a protection from your parents or any place, you have to remember that Krishna is there within us and Krishna can do anything, anytime, anywhere. He is so powerful, and we should not be like Duryodhana missing the Krishna factor. So that's what it is. So 1 to 13 is preparation for the war. Everybody is getting ready for the war. And from 14 to 20, what happened? everybody started blowing the conch shells. And in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, only the conch shells of Krishna, Arjuna, Bhishma, Bhima, sorry, not Bhishma, Bhima, all these are mentioned. And what happened when the conch shells are getting blown? Does any of you remember?
That's a sign when that's a sign when the war is going to start.
Anything else? Those conch shells are sounding. Does any of you remember? What was those conch shells sound made feel? What was the feel everybody got?
Like everybody on the side of Krishna, they felt like encouraged and determined when they blew the conch shells.
Very good.
To the other team, it was a sign that they were going to lose.
Yeah. See, that did not happen when Kauravas were blowing the Pandavas side. They were not scared. They were not getting the signs of failure. They were not scared, or they were not feeling anxious or stressful. They know that they are going to win because Krishna is on their side. But when the conch shells on Pandava's side were blown, like when Arjuna blew Devadatta, Krishna did Panchajanya, the other side are already getting, like, the signs that they are going to not win. So the conch shells blown by Pandavas were signing like the signs of victory, but not the case with Kauravas. What was another sign of victory that we can see on the Pandavas side? There is one more. There are three, but we will. Go for the other one. What was another sign of victory that was seen? And Prabhupada mentions that in the purport and also on one of the shlokas. Does any of you remember?
The sounds were very
No,
like
I
they were
have
very-
answer. I have answer in the verse that I'm sharing here. You all can see.
Is it 19 or 20?
20. All of you are awesome. If you read, you will find out that.
She had a flag with marked with Hanuman.
Yes, flag marked with Hanuman. Hanuman is considered as a sign of victory. What did the big thing Hanuman did, Lord Hanuman? He crossed the big ocean of 100 yojanas. He went on to the other side, found Mother Sita, and then he gave her the ring which Rama has given, and he brought her sign to give it to Lord Rama. He is very powerful and he's very dedicated, determined. He was focused. So when Hanuman is there on the flag of Pandavas, that is another sign that victory is there on the side of the Pandavas. The other thing is Krishna. We already spoke about that. Krishna, the conch shells blowing. When Krishna is there, who else will be there automatically? Does any of you know? When Krishna is there, without any second thought, who will be there some next?
Lakshmi Devi?
Yes. And she is considered as goddess of wealth, opulence, victory. So when she is there also, there is no doubt of any kind of failure. So all these things are already predicting the verdict of this war. And this kind of shattered the hearts on the, if we see this, shattered the hearts of the sons of Dhritarashtra. They are already getting that failure signs. They were already knowing, like, okay, this is not going to go in a good way, but somewhere they have, oh no, we will win. We will do something or the other and then we will win. And the first, Dharma Kshetre, Kurukshetre, that famous 2 lines, Dharma Kshetre itself says that Dharma wins. So you all have to remember in your life that when you are taking not righteous ways, you may be feeling like, okay, I'm going to get victory. Nobody is catching me. Nobody is, I steal this one. Nobody caught me. So that's okay. I will steal second time. Nobody caught me. I will steal third time. Nobody caught me. Then you are getting into a habit of doing wrong thing again and again. when you are missing small encounters. And when that habit develops in you, then you will go and steal something big in such a way that you will fall down, that you will go to, we may go into trouble, we may go into we may do some things which will spoil our entire life completely. But what we are thinking, oh, when I did a small wrong thing, nothing happened to me. So that means doing not right thing is okay, good. I can carry on with that. We should not be developing that, because there is always a time for our actions to get fructified, even the good or bad. Same thing with your good things. You may be doing a lot of good things. You may be doing a lot of hard work, and you may not be seeing the result that you are thinking that is coming your way. Then you should not be disappointed, depressed that, oh, I'm not going to study now. I'm not going to practice now. No, that is not, because there is a time for everything to happen, and Krishna delivers the results of those actions right time for us when we have faith on Krishna. So remember to do right thing always, because doing right thing may not be very easy, and may not be like, welcoming for you yourself in the beginning. It may be look like a poison, but at the end it gives nectar. Doing the wrong thing is like a sweet or a nectar in the beginning, but it ends up in a poison. This thumb rule we have to remember. Duryodhana may be feeling very happy when he sent Pandavas to the forest, or when he took out their kingdom, he gave them a lot of trouble or anything. But at the end we see that Pandavas only win. And all the time when Pandavas are having trouble also, it's not that they have lost something. They gained Krishna. Krishna is like Supreme Personality of Godhead, proprietor of this entire world. So they have Krishna on their side, which is ultimately giving them victory. So that thing we have to remember. Now what happens from 27? So we learned that from 14 to 20 is signs of victory. So these are the conch shells blowing and all. From 21st to 26 tells Krishna's nature of being helping his devotees. So Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He doesn't need to become a chariot driver for Arjuna. And you all might have heard in the previous lessons by Prabhujis and Matajis that chariot drivers in those days, they are not having a phone or a mouthpiece or a walkie-talkie to say that we have to turn left, we have to turn right. Okay, if they have to turn left, whoever is the warrior on the chariot, he will kick on the left side. And if they have to turn right, he will kick on the right side. And who is sitting in that position to take the kicks? Who become chauffeur? Who become the car driver? Krishna. That means Krishna will do anything for his devotees. We don't need to worry. We don't need to have any fear. Krishna is Bhaktavashala. If we serve Krishna, Krishna will be ready, standing in front of their devotees, like, give me some job. I want to do for you. In this entire world, everything is mine. Like whole spiritual world, material world, I can give anything, but you are not asking me anything. You are serving me. So let me serve you. Whatever is your responsibilities, let me take care of you. Let me help you. So Krishna is so much, Krishna is only sold out. Krishna gets sold out by his devotees' love. Nothing else can buy him. Your austerities, your penances, your sloka recitations, your reading of anything, nothing can buy him. The only thing that can buy him is your unconditional love for Krishna. When you love Krishna unconditionally, when you serve Krishna unconditionally, when you always think of Krishna, when you see him as your friend, as your well-wisher, he is there for you always. He is your friend. When you reciprocate, when you love him in that way, Krishna will be very much happy to reciprocate that love. Because Krishna is a person. He is not impersonal light or something. He is a person. He has his own choices. He has his own taste. He has his own ways to do. So here, 21 to 26 glorifies how Krishna is helping Arjuna as a chariot driver. What Krishna has done, Krishna has become a chariot driver for Arjuna, but he has become a laundry boy for some devotee, he'll become a cook for someone, he will become a grocery delivery for Tulsidas. So he will do anything. There is no menial thing or good thing like that. If something is needed for his devotees, Krishna is already there. And who is Krishna? Krishna is not an ordinary person. As I always say, everything in this world and out of this world is also under the control of Krishna. What is that Krishna cannot get, Krishna cannot do? So that explains that nature. And then what happens next? Arjuna's lamentation starts. Arjuna goes, stands in between the wars. It is not that Arjuna doesn't know in the beginning that who is going to, just a second, sorry, give me just 1 minute. Sorry, I just have to answer this something. Okay. So and he goes in between the armies, like all of you may be prepared for your exams, very nice, or you may be playing a games, basketball or something. But on that day of the game, on the day of your recital, you will have some anxiety and stress, and you will have some fear. In that way, Arjuna wanted to see who all came to fight. And as soon as he saw all his relatives, teachers, friends, uncles, aunt, and then Arjuna gets overwhelmed, because Arjuna is a good person. He's a great devotee. So as soon as Arjuna sees all of them, he gets overwhelmed. Oh, he knows that he is going to win. It is not that he is having a fear of losing. Arjuna doesn't have a fear of losing. Arjuna knows that he is going to win, and all these people are going to get killed. Because when all the opposition party are going to get killed, then only Arjuna will win. So Arjuna, because he is a great devotee, he gets overwhelmed by compassion. But somebody like Duryodhana, he was not having any compassion. He also assessed the military thing before. At that time, he was not. He's just making sure that Bhishma, Dronacharya and everybody, nobody does any favors to the Pandavas. He was not overcome by any kind of an emotion. But Arjuna got overcome by compassion. He started realizing that the kingdom that he is seeking is a material thing, and for that sake he doesn't need to kill all these people. And that kind of brought him down, and he felt like he's not going to do the war. And then Arjuna started speaking. So verses 27 to 30, Arjuna becomes compassionate about people. If you all see those verses, Arjuna repeatedly says, Swajanam Krishna, they are my people, Krishna, they are my relatives, Krishna, they always have helped me, Krishna. So like that, Krishna says, just a minute, I'm quiet, I'm sorry. So Arjuna uses the word Swajanam. That means my people. These are all my people, Krishna. I don't want to fight. I know my friends, my relatives, my limbs are quivering. My mouth is drying up. I'm getting speechless. My hair is standing on my standing on my skin. Then I'm not able to. Thinking of killing all these people itself is giving me this kind of a fear. I'm trembling and I'm not able to fight. So 27 to 30, Arjuna becomes compassionate about the people. So why is compassion good or wrong? Being compassionate good or wrong?
Yes, Mataji, it is good, but not in this case.
Why?
Because God is compassionate.
Okay, so can anybody give any other example of putting compassion at the wrong place?
Can Manhar say?
Okay. Omkar, Manhar, everybody can say. Manhar, go ahead.
Because like it's like Krishna told Arjuna to fight, and whatever God says, we have to listen to it. So Arjuna has to listen to it.
Yeah, that is good. I'm asking, can you give an example of putting compassion at the wrong place, wrong time?
I have one, I think.
Okay, go ahead, Satvik.
Sustika.
Satvika, sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
So I was thinking like, it's compassion that like if you give money to some poor person, right?
Mhm.
But if that poor person is going to use the money in a wrong way, then that kind of compassion, giving the money to the man in the first place, that was not very good.
Very good example. Anyone have any other examples? That means putting compassion at wrong time at the wrong place, like a police officer. Somebody is doing wrong. He thinks that no, I want to be, I am so poor person, I'm not going to catch him, I'm not going to discipline him. Then he is putting compassion at the wrong place. Like a military person, he's fighting with opposite party. He has to protect his country. He has to see the good, greater good of so many people. Okay, Omkar, go ahead. If you have an example, Omkar, go ahead, Kana. Omkar first.
So like your friends are telling you to like do something bad, but then you have compassion towards your friend. And if you do it, then you're using compassion at the wrong place.
Yeah, exactly. If you're feeling, oh no, they may not be friends to me anymore. Let me do whatever they want. If they let me do something wrong thing, I'm going. That's the wrong thing too. Mika, you have an example, Kana?
Mataji, mine was the police officer one.
Oh, police officer one. See, these are all compassions at the wrong place. So when your parents are scolding you when you do wrong thing, what is that? Are they not loving you? Is that they don't love you? That's why they are doing that?
They do, but like they're scolding us, so we don't do it again.
Yeah, they do love you all. So when they are disciplining you, when they are telling you repeatedly like something is wrong for you, even though you may not like it, if they don't do that, then you have to fear, like, oh, they are putting compassion at the wrong place. Because there are some parents, they pamper a lot a kid and they let them do whatever they want. That they may be keeping that kid happy as long as that kid is with them, but once they go into the outside world, they will do big things wrong and they end up in jails. They don't have future at all for them. So when parents are telling you some things which you, that may not sound very nice. When I was a kid also, I never liked when my parents asked me to do something, but later when I think back, I really thank them every day that how they have built certain things in me which are helping me a lot, because I am not going back and doing a lot for them because I am here in USA, they are in India. I'm really not in a position where I can serve them daily. But whatever they have taught me in a hard or a soft or a different way, that really helped me. So I could see their love beyond their words. So we have to remember that. So from 27 to 30, Arjuna is saying that I am not going to fight because Arjuna is overwhelmed by the compassion towards his relatives. And 31 to 35, what is the reason Arjuna is saying? 31 to 35, Arjuna is saying, I will not be able to enjoy this kingdom. After killing all these people, after killing all my relatives, with whom I am going to enjoy? There won't be anybody to enjoy. If I live alone, I cannot enjoy really. All my teachers, my grandfathers, my uncles, my aunts, everybody is getting killed. What will I do with this big kingdom now? So he is also thinking there, what is the important thing Arjuna keeping there in the center in all these reasons?
That how is he going to enjoy without anyone there?
No, there is one, I agree that is the reason that Arjuna is giving 31 to 35, Arjuna's enjoyment. He's showing it as a reason that I will not be able to enjoy. The first person was Arjuna's compassion. 31 to 35 is Arjuna's enjoyment. He's thinking that I am not going to enjoy. So I will ask after at the end, what was that Arjuna keeping in the center? Now from 36 to 38, Arjuna is scared of sinful reactions. He thinks that I am going to get sin. If I kill all these people whom I should respect, pray, and should love, if I fight with them and I kill them, I'm going to get sin. So from 36 to 38, Arjuna is scared of the sinful reactions that he's going to get. And he thinks that he is going to be in Naraka, in the hell forever for these sinful actions that he has done. And 39 to 43, Arjuna speaks about destruction of family dynasty, dynasty. That Arjuna says that, oh, if all the men in the family are killed in this war, then the women of the family, there won't be anybody to protect them. They will be exploited, because in those days, the kings, whoever wins, used to take the women of that family, because women are not there in the battlefield. Women and children are not there in the battlefield. And if the king who is winning is not God conscious, or if the king who is winning is not a good king, then they can direct all these people into wrong things. Like if you all remember, in India, there were so many Muslim kings who invaded the country, and they used to take all the women, like Rakshasas, Narakasura. He invaded all the kings and he took the queens and daughters of all the kings, and he took. So sometimes the Rakshasas win these kingdoms and they take all these women. And when Rakshasas Rakshasas don't believe in God, Rakshasas don't pray to God, and they won't let anybody in their kingdom to pray to God. So in that way, their consciousness will go down. Because if the king himself is not God conscious, if king himself is not right person, and he won't allow all the people, the subjects, to go in a right way, then everything will go down. So Arjuna's worry is actually genuine worry that the dynasty is going to, all the men in the family are going to die. Then there won't be any right people to direct the population, population like women, children, and all. So that was Arjuna's worry. And then in the end, Arjuna gets very indecisive. He doesn't know, like, what I have no clue what I am doing. I cannot fight. Now tell me, what is center in Arjuna's reason for not fighting?
His family.
Yes, but one word is the answer. His family is one reason. His compassion is one reason. He having fear of sinful reactions is one reason. He worrying about his dynasty getting destroyed is another reason. Who is center?
Krishna.
No.
Family?
No.
He being a devotee?
No.
Enjoyment.
Arjuna is center, right? Arjuna is keeping himself in the center. I am compassionate. My family is going to die. I will suffer sinful reactions. My family is going to distract. So who is center? Arjuna is. Omkar, you wanted to say something?
No, I forgot to put my hand.
Okay, sure. So Arjuna is keeping himself in the center. He is not keeping Krishna in the center. If he keeps Krishna in the center, he will fight immediately because Krishna wanted the fight. So most of the time we also do like that. We keep ourselves in the center. We don't keep Krishna in the center. Yo, my parent asked me to chant. I won't chant because you feel ego. Like, oh, they cannot tell me to chant. They cannot tell me to go to temple. So if going to temple is to please Krishna, we will do whoever says that. Even if a small little boy, 3-year-old boy comes and says, when we are not chanting and when we are wasting our whole day, if he comes and tells us, chant the holy names of the Lord, we will chant. Because if Krishna is center, we will do that. If we are center of ourselves, then we give importance to our ego, our good, my happiness, my sorrow. So Arjuna is having himself in the center. So when Arjuna is having himself in the center, what is the consciousness Arjuna having?
Compassion?
No.
Fear?
What is
What
it?
is
Can you
that?
repeat the question?
What in
Fear?
what consciousness Arjuna is speaking?
Fear?
No.
Compassion?
No, he's compassionate. I agree that. But what is the consciousness? From where that compassion is coming?
His family.
Heart?
I agree, heart. But what is his consciousness? Satvika, go ahead.
Krishna, maybe?
He is highly body conscious. He's thinking his body. He's thinking he is Arjuna. But he's only Arjuna in this life, right?
Yes.
His body and all his relatives are also, because he's thinking he is Arjuna, somebody is becoming an uncle, somebody is becoming an aunt, somebody is becoming a teacher. If he knows that he is a soul, then the soul does not relate to anybody, right? It is part and parcel of Krishna and sees Krishna in everyone. So Arjuna is highly bodily conscious. He's speaking at the bodily level. Arjuna is speaking as an Arjuna. Oh, I am a woman. This is my family. This is my country. I will only do good to them and I will do bad to everybody else. Then that is body consciousness. Because I'll only protect my family, but I will push everybody into trouble. I will only praise my family. I'll scold everybody else. That is all body consciousness, because I am actually not this person. I'm only this person in this life. I'm not this body. I'm actually soul. So Arjuna is also thinking at the body level and saying that these are my relatives, so I have to be compassionate to them. I will be going to sin. This is my family. I have to protect them. So Arjuna is highly body conscious. He is at the level of body conscious and then he is speaking. So he continues this. And Arjuna thinks that he is super smart. That is another problem Arjuna is having here. Arjuna is thinking that I am super smart. I know better than Krishna. So he continues. Arjuna, full of compassion, depressed. Even before starting the war, Arjuna lost the war mentally. Arjuna did not even start the war, but mentally he lost the war. He decided that he is going to beg and live, but he is not going to fight. But for a Kshatriya to beg and live is almost like death, because Kshatriyas are kings. They live an opulent life and they have to lead many people. Arjuna has become so much body conscious that he's not thinking about the so many people that they are in their homes, waiting for Arjuna to win the war and end the ruling of Duryodhana, who is such a bad king. None of them will be happy if Duryodhana wins and Arjuna stops fighting, because Arjuna has to fight for a greater good cause for all those people who are back home waiting for Arjuna to fight with Duryodhana. But Arjuna forgot all those things. Arjuna is only thinking about himself. I will go to hell. I don't care what they are all going to. Whether they want Duryodhana, let them suffer by themselves. Let Duryodhana win and Duryodhana suffer. Bring them suffering to them. But I'm only worried about myself. I should not go to hell. So he's highly becoming body conscious. So Arjuna goes and Arjuna starts saying that, what is the first thing Krishna says to Arjuna after giving all these reasons and says that I'm not going to fight? What is the first thing Krishna said? Because whatever Arjuna is speaking, Arjuna is quoting the scriptures. He's not saying that this is what I'm thinking. Arjuna is quoting the scriptures and saying, what do you all think Krishna will do?
Mataji, can I say?
Go ahead.
I think Krishna will say that why are you thinking about yourself only? Why are you not thinking about the others? Like, basically how
anybody remembers exact words? That's right. But anybody remembers exact words? I'm actually sharing the screen if you are all seeing. And the exact words are there. If some of you can recognize and say to me.
Mataji, can I say?
Krishna is saying, Arjuna, how these impurities come upon you? They're not at all befitting a man who knows the value of life.
Yeah, so Krishna is saying, do not yield to this degrading impotency. Impotency means you have been put in a position thinking that you are a great warrior, you are going to protect, Manhar, maybe let's say Manhar tomorrow become a big police officer, and then he becomes he's the head of a department or something like that. So I am in trouble. So I'll go to Manhar thinking that, oh, I know Manhar. Manhar will respect me. So I'll go to Manhar and say, Manhar, I am in this kind of a big trouble. Can you please help me? And Manhar being in a position, being in a responsibility to help me, if Manhar gets scared of my enemy and says that, no, Mataji, I don't want to spoil my terms with him. So I will not do that. You take care of yourself. I will not do. Then it becomes impotency. That means when you are in a responsible position, you're capable of doing something, but you don't do that because of your own weaknesses, then you become impotent. So that's why is Arjuna here is an important? Because Arjuna is a great warrior. He have all skills. He has all knowledge to fight Duryodhana and win. He is capable of winning and ending that bad ruling of Duryodhana. And Arjuna is saying that I am not going to fight. Arjuna is backing off from doing his duty, doing his responsibility. That is called impotency. If any of us who back off from doing our responsibilities and our duties, then we become impotent. Like you are all students. If you say that, oh, in one exam I got a C after studying a lot, so I will stop studying from today. All books I'll throw, I'll just watch TV, I'll play. That's not the right thing to do. You should be keep doing your duty. So that's why Krishna is asking, give up such pity, weakness of heart. Arise, O chastiser of enemy. So Krishna did not say, oh, well done, Arjuna. You're thinking of peace, no war, no violence, no peace. Oh, good. Let's all, both of us fly a white, what is that, pigeon? And we will wear white dresses. Let us be the ambassadors for peace. Krishna didn't say that. Krishna scolded him. You are a warrior. You are a soldier. You're supposed to protect the people. You have to protect the so many people that are waiting for you to end this bad kingdom, and you are saying that you cannot fight. So he scolded. He scolded him. After scolding him, did Arjuna understood? No, he did not understood. Krishna scolded him. Third sloka, 2.3, Krishna scolded him. But then again, Arjuna goes back to his reasons. Arjuna still thinks that Krishna, who is the supreme God, he doesn't know what he is saying, but I know what I am saying. I am a peacemaker. I am going to bring peace, no violence. And Arjuna again says, he doubts Krishna's question and he says, what is that you are saying, Krishna? You are a killer of Madhu. You are goddess. You are actually somebody, husband of goddess of fortune. And you are trying to bring misfortune to me. How can this happen, Krishna? Don't do this to me. I'm not ready to fight. I will live begging my life, but I'm not going to fight. I'm okay to get killed in the war. Like that he says. But then after saying that, Arjuna gets a doubt. When Krishna questions him, he gets a doubt. Until then, he was not having that doubt. At this point, after 2.6, Arjuna gets a doubt. Oh, whether I'm doing right or wrong. If I'm doing right, Krishna will not question me. Krishna is questioning me. That means I'm doing something wrong. And then when he gets that doubt that I'm doing something wrong, what does he do immediately? He surrenders to Krishna. He surrenders to Krishna and he seeks shelter of Krishna and he says, Krishna, you are now my master. Can you please guide me? Can you please guide me so that I can do the right thing? And what does Arjuna say here? In this sloka, even in your lives, when you become very confused of what to do, what not to do, go and keep chanting this sloka. Go and keep praying to Krishna to help you. And Krishna being inside you as Paramatma, he is going to come out and give you he is going to come from inside, right or wrong direction for you. So he says, Karpanya dosho pahata svabhava, pruchami tvam dharma samuda cheta, yashreyasyan nishchitam bruhi tanme, Shishyasteham sadhimam tvam prapanyam. Shreyas. The word Shreyas means long-term good, not immediate good. Long-term good. Shreyas word means all good. Long-term and all good. So he asked Krishna, can you tell me what I should do? I'm confused. Now I am your disciple. The soul surrender unto me. Please instruct me. So remember these 3 lines. Arjuna did not say to Krishna that, Krishna, prove to me that you are supreme God. Prove to me that you are master of this whole world. Then I will listen to what you say. He did not say that. Arjuna first surrendered to Krishna. He first surrendered to Krishna, and then he became his student, and then started asking instructions. After that, when Krishna was giving instructions, whenever Arjuna get doubt, Arjuna was questioning Krishna. He did not like, oh, I surrendered now, so I should not ask any question to Krishna. He was not like that. He's asking all the questions. He's trying to understand the subject matter. Because he has surrendered to Krishna, he was able to understand what Krishna was telling. You should have faith when you are taking instructions from somebody. And Arjuna did the same thing. He had ultimate faith on Krishna, so he made himself available to take instructions. So all of you are coming to these classes and sitting down and listening to all the Matajis and Prabhujis. You should come with that surrenderance, that humble mode, saying that I'm going to listen to what Mataji and Prabhu are saying in a very submissive mode. And I'm going to ask them questions if I don't understand. I'm not going to ask them questions to prove that I'm smarter than them. Don't come with that mood. Ask questions to learn the things. So Arjuna became disciple. When Arjuna became disciple, that's when Krishna started speaking. So from 1 to 10, again, Arjuna's question and surrenderance. From 11 to 30, what is the first thing Krishna teaches? 2.11 to 30, what is the first thing Krishna teaches to Arjuna? Does any of you remember? 2.11 to 30.
Mataji, can I say?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, the first thing that Krishna, Lord Krishna teaches Arjuna is basically that like it's not that we never existed, but like all of us existed just that because we're a soul.
So first Krishna teaches him that you are not body, you are soul. Because Arjuna was speaking from body conscious. So the first thing Krishna told him that you are soul, you are not body. So that's the first knowledge which Krishna gives. So I'll stop here. So we revised until 2.10. So let's see how it goes next week, and I can complete those verses also for all of you, because it's already 1:30. I don't want to take any more time. So do you all have any questions or anything that you all remember or had like a take home for today? Some points that...
So I think Arjuna was asking questions because he wanted to thoroughly understand what Krishna was saying.
Very good. Very
because
good,
if he
Satvika.
did not ask the questions, then he would not completely understand his...
Yes. Our faith should not be blind faith. We have to have a reasonable faith. That means we have to ask questions to know. Good, Satvika. And Manhar, go ahead.
By the way, it's swastika.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Kana. I'm so sorry. Swastika.
Yes.
Please, I apologize.
It's okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay, Manhar, go ahead.
So my take home is, when we don't know what to do, we should always surrender to Krishna.
Very good. Omkar, go ahead.
My take home is that since Arjuna was a Kshatriya, when he was seeing his relatives on the battlefield, he was backing down from his duties.
Yes.
It's like you said, when a police officer has a high position, he shouldn't back down his duties to protect the community.
Very good, Omkar. Mihika?
So Mataji, my take home is basically that Arjuna was thinking from a bodily point of view instead of the soul point of view, about like for 4 reasons: that he became compassionate, which is good, but in this way no, because he's basically getting off of his duty. The second one is he has fear of fear of getting sin for killing his kinsmen.
Okay.
He doesn't want to get those sins.
Okay.
The third one,
Okay,
the
let's leave some for someone else to share also. Is that okay, Mika?
sure, Mataji.
Thank you. Wonderful, wonderful summary. Joshna?
So my take home is that basically Arjuna he wasn't in his right mind, and he was speaking like through compassion, but in the battlefield he shouldn't have compassion because he's a kshatriya and he's supposed to carry out his duties. So he was only centering himself around himself.
He's centering himself. He's keeping himself in the center and doing thinking. Then when we keep ourselves and in the center and think, we become selfish. If we keep Krishna in the center and think, it will bring good to us and also to others. It's not that when we are keeping Krishna in the center, we will lose something. We won't lose. We will also be at good position and we will also do good to others. Nihal, go ahead, Kana. Nihal, go ahead.
Arjuna was confused about killing his own family. So he was confused and asked Krishna. So he got compassion, which is good but bad at the same time for like right now. So when we get confused, we should pray to Krishna because he's going to give us the best answer.
Very good. Very good. All of you are so wonderful. Kushi, do you want to share anything? Okay, I don't see Kushi unmuting. Wonderful.
Mataji, I don't want to share anything.
Okay. All of you are so wonderful and getting things so clearly. I'm so happy. Thank you all so much. May Krishna bless you all with his causeless mercy. And may Lord Narasimha give his protection to you all and your family members. Remove all obstacles in all your endeavors, devotional, spiritual, material and all. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare
Krishna. Hare Krishna. Swastika. Omkar, Manhar, Kushi, Joshna, Mihika.